I like the form to be intriguing in the way that you would like to see how it works, and you might want to see it from more than one angle to understand it. So of course the colour is also adding importance to the piece. So I'm Merete and I'm working here in my studio in Camberwell, and I am mainly showing my work in the UK. I also have some galleries in Paris and New York where I'm showing. And I work with sculptural abstract form. I quite often think about the pieces as a three-dimensional composition. And I work with the positive and the negative space as well. And so the space in between is also important. I think about like the blue twisted form is also about the movement. It's a captured movement, and that it's a continuous form, so that only has one side is something I am quite interested in. I like the idea of the concave and convex surface that has to shift. So I think the blue twisted form is a quite important piece for me. I think it represents my work well. It has a quite strong twist, and I find that it has a quite dynamic movement, and I'm quite interested in spiral and twisted forms, so, and also the movement of that.
So what do we look for? We look for objects that, as I said earlier, sing to us. We look for objects that are high quality design, high quality making, and we do have a sneaking love of colour. And one thing I always say when I'm asked why we bought something, I say, well, you couldn't pass it by. And I hope when it's on display in the museum, the visitors will say, my goodness, look at that. You can't walk by that and look at it. Well, I'm very pleased that the museum has chosen this as one of their objects of the month, because it means they feel about it as I do, and my wife does. It's very good that in this brilliant collection of the entire museum, they've singled out a work of quite remarkable contemporary design and making. And so this is a bullseye for me.
I'd like people to come and see it, and wanting to explore and understand how the shape works, and perhaps follow the continuous line and have to. So it just gives a little bit of like, how is that put together and how does that actually work. I'd like it to be a dynamic, enthusiastic form, somehow has its, so the kind of rest in itself, is strong in itself. And quite often they are sitting on only a small edge. They're strong, they may look fragile, but they only rest on small edges, and they kind of lift the piece is lifted up. It's not connected to a plinth or anything. It's enough in itself. And to talk a bit about colour, I think I like strong colours. It's something that's always appealed to me, and I think as I want my pieces to embody a certain strength and to be a dynamic shape, I think the colour can add further strength to the form and make it a strong colour is making it more vibrant. And so I basically use the colours I really like that appeal to me. So with this piece, I was very happy to hear when Sir Nicholas Goodison chose it for the permanent collection at the Fitzwilliam Museum, as I think it's an amazing museum, and I feel it's a great honour to have my work included in that. Of course, my form then has been chosen as one of the 12 Object of the Month. That's been really exciting, and I think it's fantastic to